What it is, y'all? It is your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back at you today with more Dokkan Battle, and this is actually a remake of a remake of a remake. I've made this video like a dozen times. We got all the information last night, but there were some problems with the video, and so I pulled that one this morning, and so I'm going to have to remake it today. But I know you guys want to get my reaction to it, so let's talk about the new Android 17 LR cards, because they are insane. Absolutely nuts. If you haven't seen the card art, this is the card art for the 17 team, as I'll call it. It's Android 17 All-Out War of Universe 7. Android 17 and Team Universe 7. Obviously 17, Frieza, Goku, and Gohan. Not that you can see him in the actual card art, because I guess the devs hate Gohan for some reason. But this card is wild. Wild, guys. Wild. Representatives of the Universe 7 category, key plus 4, HP attack and defense 150%, and Super Int, key plus 4, HP attack and defense 100%. So all stats 150 for Universe 7, or for Super Int, all stats 100%, with both are key 4, which is going to be really, really, really important. Not the best leader for the team, but a really good sub-leader. Now, essays. The 12 key is greatly raises attack for 1 turn, causes colossal damage to the enemy, and raises allies' defense by 30% for 1 turn. Now, that's the 12 key. The 18 key is mega colossal damage to the enemy, raises allies' defense by 30%, and chance of performing critical hit up 7% for 1 turn. Now, the thing you want to bear in mind here, if you put duplicates into this guy, if you put double attack in, then you're looking at getting a 12 key that will almost be as powerful as the 18, after all the boosts and everything, obviously, and assuming you get a critical hit. So, if you don't crit with Mega Colossal, but then you crit with the Colossal, you'll probably have about the same-ish damage, give or take. Maybe a little bit less, but it's going to be a really big hit on that second hit. And all the defensive boosts, remember, most of the big events we have in the game right now are long-term events. So you want to make sure that you're taking advantage of that and taking advantage of those defensive boosts. Because defensive boosts are just like, his 18 key is just going to stack pretty much infinitely. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. The 12 key is only for 1 turn, so you really do want the 18 key. But I'm going to get to that here in a moment, and that's going to be easier than you think if you manage to pull both these LRs. But anyway, let's get around to this. Passive skill, attack and defense 70%, plus an additional attack and defense 70% when there are 5 or more representatives of Universe 7 category allies on the team. And that's almost always going to be the case. There's going to be a rare exception where that's not going to be the case, because that's about the only team he's useful on. His categories are Universe Survival Saga, representatives of Universe 7, and Joint Forces. So pretty much use him on a Universe 7 team. That's about his only real use. A lot of people have been complaining about that. I think it's a boost this team doesn't need at all, because this team is already ridiculous, but it is wild. It's pretty ridiculous, pretty wild. All right, let's go back here. How did I lose that page? Come on. There we are. Boom. All right. So, now, bear in mind that second 70% is basically only... It's mathematics happen after all the other boosts. So realistically, if you have all links applied and everything like that, it comes out to be about a 189%, I believe is what the math... I guesstimated 200% last night. It's about 189% boost if you have all links linked up. Obviously, that's a big if. And I think even level 10 even boosts that a little further. I'd have to actually do the math myself. But it's pretty wild either way. Then it gets better, because not only do you have that, you get an additional 70% attack. Now, the other ones are attack and defense. This is just attack when key is 22 or more. That takes you up to like a 308% boost if you have all 5 units on the team. So it's wild. It's pretty crazy. Key plus 2 in addition per Rainbow Sphere obtained, and chance of performing critical hit plus 7% per Rainbow Sphere obtained. So you're going to not have much of a problem getting 22 key with the right units on this team. This team is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Now, active skill greatly raises attack temporarily, causes ultimate damage to the enemy and all allies. Key plus 7 for 1 turn. can be activated when there are 5 or more representatives of Universe 7 category allies on the team, which there always will be. I mean, rare exception to that. And you have 2 representatives of Universe 7 category allies on the same turn. Once again, 99.9% of the time you're going to do that. Here's the big kicker. You need to have 1 enemy who's below 50%. So if you're in Super Battle Road, you're going to be waiting a long time to get that. If you're in LGE, you're going to get that almost instantaneously. So consider your options there. Definitely an active skill you want to save for later on in a turn. Because remember, if you're like LGE or Dokkan History or whatever, do bear in mind that your defenses are going to stack infinitely going up to that point for every single time you get that 18 key. So, and that's all allies on your team. So, like, everybody's defense is just going to be ridiculous by the time you get to your final boss. So this unit is basically like cheat mode for any late game event. Let's watch the essays here, because the essays are pretty crazy. Now, that is really, really loud. Nope. Let's pull that down a little bit more. There we go. There we go. That should be about right. There we go. Alright. So this is the 18 key. Now, I'm going to be a little critical here. The 18 key feels a little clunky and a little lazy here at the beginning. Now, it will make itself worthwhile here in a moment. But the animations are a little clunky. Though, to be fair, this is a 6-year-old game. See, up to that point, it's all like still shots. It's kind of like that old Gohan. So I do actually like the ending of that. The ending, I think, is absolutely wonderful. And I really don't think you can do much better than that. With at least the ending. I mean, obviously, there's some animations there that really could do with the little... So that's really good right there. But this head motion here, that head motion is just really weird. And you can actually see the sockets where his arm... The arm and hand don't really actually feel connected there. It's really weird. To be fair, most of the time you're going to be watching this at double speed, so it's not going to matter anyway. But, I don't know. I think they could have done better in the animations, personally. But let's give them the benefit of the doubt. You know, they probably produced this during the pandemic. Who knows? And once again, this is a 6-year-old game, and there's a ton of assets in this animation. Probably more than we've seen in quite a bit of time, so... That said, this is not the only LR Android 17 we're getting. We're also getting this one, weirdly enough. Why we're getting 2 Joined Forces Android 17s? Well, they're both crazy hype. And believe me, you want them both, because they work so well together. This unit, which you got all the details over here, but I'm going to translate for you guys, because I imagine you probably don't read Japanese. I don't. I'm cheating. I'm using translations that I was given. Universe Survival Saga or Joined Forces category key plus 3 HP attack and defense 150%. Now, greatly raises attack for 1 turn and causes colossal damage to the enemy. That's the 12 key. The 18 key is raises attack for 1 turn, mega colossal damage to the enemy, and lowers attack and defense. So really, I'd almost say if you have both these guys, put this dude in the front, put the other one in the back. Now, while he's not going to get the big defensive boost, lowering that attack and what the other unit's capable of is just going to just eviscerate this opponent. Maybe you could even do it the other way so this unit has more defenses. But, I mean, defenses are already going to be pretty wild by turns 2 or 3 in the game. Now, here's where it gets nuts. Passive skill, attack and defense 70%. Great chance of launching up to 2 additional attacks. Now, worth noting, every single time that they do an additional attack, it rolls for a potential 3rd attack if you spec'd into additional attack. So in other words, if in the potential system, if you've given this unit, let's say 10% additional attack, it's going to do a 1 to 10, like basically pick a number 1 to 10, and then every single time that it does an attack. So in other words, the first attack gets it, second attack gets it, third attack gets it. So you really have, like, where you normally have a 10% chance, you'd have, like, more like a 40 or 50% chance at that juncture of getting a tertiary attack. Now, every single time you get an attack and defense go up 7% up to 70%. So in a perfect world, if every single time you attack, you get 3 or 4 SAs, it doesn't even have to be SAs necessarily, but because any regular attack will do it. But if you get 3 or 4 attacks each turn, like in a perfect world, which is never going to happen, then by turn 2, the end of turn 2, you already have that 7%. And key goes up to 7, so you're always going to get U-supers with this guy. It's pretty wild. It's pretty nuts. Okay? Here's where it gets really crazy. Reduces damage received and raises chance of performing critical hit by 7% with each attack performed within the same turn. So in other words, I did say put this guy in front. Maybe I should put this guy in the middle, because the remember they can always attack from the front, but they can't attack. They can't attack you from the front when your unit is in the middle or on the end. So really, this is like a second place skill right here. Not second place as in like didn't win the race, but as in like you put him in the middle, and this dude's never going to take damage. Not that they're going to take damage anyway, because you're going to have him on Universe 7 team, but if you get SA'd and you do 4 attacks, congratulations, you've now reduced damage by 28%. So yeah, pretty nuts. Now that doesn't stack, it's only for the one turn, but if it's stacked, it would just be completely broken. Here's the fun one. Active skill. Key plus 7, defense plus 77%, and performs a critical hit for one turn. Can be activated after performing 4 or more super attacks during battle. So you get this one like damn near instantly. Almost instantly you're going to have that. Like turn 2, turn 3, you're going to have this active skill. This active skill is nuts. These 2 units on the same team are going to be insane. Absolutely wild. Now, link skills. Let's compare links. Actually, I haven't compared link skills. This unit does categories Universe Survival Saga, Representatives of Universe 7, Joint Forces, and Battle of Wits. So a few extra skill or categories that the other one didn't have. Link skills on this unit are Tough as Nails, Brainiacs, Solid Support, Shocking Speed, Tournament Power, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. Whereas, and I don't remember what the link skills in the other one are, Android Assault, Infinite Energy, Solid Support, Shocking Speed, Tournament Power, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. So they're going to link most of each other's skills, which is wild. Utterly insane. Like, these 2 units are going to be busted for this team. Now, let's watch the SA, because the SA is pretty nuts too. Alright, this is the 12 key, I believe. This is the active skill. Alright, let's go back to the beginning here. I think I skipped to the middle. So this is the 12 key. Yeah, so that was the 18 key we were watching. No? Okay, so that was the 12 key, then this is the 18 key. And I'll tell you why I think some of these are not completely finished, and I'll show you here in just a moment. Either that, or they're going to have to, like, revamp this at some point. I love this animation, though. This animation is just wild. Though, that sprite pixelation. Oh my goodness. They have to update the sprites at some point. Alright, so notice here when they're doing the active skill that Frieza's mouth never moves. But 17's does. See? Never moves. So I'm wondering if these are like pre-renders or something. Maybe these are not completely finished, and then, you know, they're doing the final revamps and stuff like that, maybe adding some motion blurs and things like that. before the animations are actually applied. But either way, like, you cannot argue these units aren't completely insane. Let me know if you guys are hyped for this. Those of you guys that are asking when these are going to drop on Global, the end of July, if not the beginning of August. Remember, mid-July is our anniversary, so start saving now. You want both of these LRs, and you want the LRs from the... They all work together on the same team. Like, you're going to be able to build an entire Universe 7 team out of LRs if you get all 4 of these, and they're going to work so well together, be so insane, and I mean, that's going to be that's going to be the most broken team in the game. More than Kamehameha, more than Final Trump Card. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be pretty crazy. Let me know if you're hyped. I'm super hyped. I'll catch you guys on the next one.